Hey, it's Wednesday night. It's 8 o'clock on the East Coast. That means it's time for This Week at Gear Report. This is the live show where we talk about everything that we have published since last week. Any stuff that may or may not be in the queue coming up for future articles, and the infamous shit shooting segment where we talk about whatever we want to talk about. Joining me today, I've adopted the moniker El Jefe for some reason. I did that a few weeks ago and have honestly been too lazy to change it. I think it's kind of cool. You got to tell me why it says Kevin Love down there.
Because the kids, all the kids I coach, they call me Kevin Love because I play like Kevin Love. So, and I'm going to go play basketball tonight. So,
I see.
I'm feeling Kevin Lovey.
Okay, that's good to hear. All right, so that's TJ over there, by the way. He is the I think I'm his sidekick most weeks, so we like having TJ here. I will ask, as we always do, if you are around, please leave a comment because we don't know you're there unless you say something. We are multi-streaming, multicasting on the Gear Report Facebook page, on the Gear Report YouTube page, and on my personal page, because that's how I roll. If you are out there, please leave a note so we know you're there. And speaking of which, we have comments already. We had comments waiting before we even got started. So DJ Play Nice, we're going to talk about the Glary in a minute, but a little spoiler alert. I'll tell you, the way we roll here at Gear Report is it's all about product performance and really not about brand name. So I don't really care about brand name. I realize that Glary is a base model like Chinese guitar brand that doesn't get a lot of respect. We're going to talk about whether it should or not. And speaking of Gibson, oh, you can't see it. I wonder if I can we see? Oh, look at that. There is a Gibson right over there. Oh, wrong way. Right over here, hanging right there on the wall. So I've not abandoned Gibson completely. However, something else I have not openly disclosed yet, I parted with my baby. Most people, probably not most people know, some people know that I have a real emotional attachment to a Gibson Les Paul that I bought early on, like right when I started playing. They do both start with a G. That's very, very insightful. Oh, to yo back to you, Gun Snob. I parted with that Gibson. I had a weak moment. Someone put something in front of me as a trade offer, actually for that SG. And as we got closer, he was like, I don't think I really want an SG. I really want a Les Paul. And I was like, oh, well, you'd love my Les Paul. And as I'm describing it, he's like, oh, that's awesome. And I got to thinking, I got a bunch of Les Pauls and I really like the other ones. Maybe I'll trade it because what he was offering was pretty cool. And it was, all right, let me move stuff so you can see it. Look at that right there. That is a Schecter E1 Explorer. It's the FR, FR space S Special. And that is a really super high-tech, like metal, really versatile, not just metal, but high-end guitar with a pickup that is. There we go. Now I'm back. They call it the Sustainiac. I just hit the wrong button.
I can tell.
The top pickup's crazy. If you flip the switch, it does some sort of magnetic thing that makes the strings vibrate. And it'll just like take off and start making noise. So you got to know what you're doing with that. But this isn't just the guitar show. All right. We went off on the guitar stuff because DJ Play Nice asked about it. And that's the only content that I had in place because I'm trying to get caught up on that so I can sell them. I have more guitars than I have room for. I need to get rid of some of them. I like to get the reviews done before I sell them. So I have been focusing quite a bit on that. Plus with the travel I've been doing, that's something I can still work on while I'm traveling. So anyhow. All right. Well, let's talk about it. But before we talk about that, over your shoulder, you had a couple boxes back there. that we talked about multi-streaming. We can talk about Riton Optics. We can even talk about the fact that Riton Optics sponsors this show, and they covered the cost of the software that lets us multi-stream so that we can be on multiple platforms at the same time. Thank you, Riton Optics. TJ's obviously a fan. He's got a couple boxes with their products right back there. We appreciate them. And let's see. I think I'm going to wait. I'm going to talk about the shirt that I'm wearing here later. If anyone knows what it is, feel free to leave a comment about what this and this are. They're different, but they're related. And yeah, we'll get to that in the upcoming stuff. So for people out there, if you're there, say hi so we know you're there. Leave us a comment. An interesting thing about if you are coming through Facebook, you have to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and give it permission to say who you are when it posts, or it will say like anonymous user or Facebook user or something like that. We won't know who you are. So
making it easy.
Yep. All right, so let's dive into let's see. It is this week a Gear Report. Recently completed reviews. And again, I'll apologize up front that this is mainly guitar heavy stuff. The first one, I'm going to tell you why. I'll tell you why for both of them. Very specific reasons. Okay, there's the one I want to do first. Boom. All right. I call this Ibanez. I've heard some people pronounce it Ibanez. I think Ibanez may be the name of the guy that initially made the guitars, but it's gradually morphed and been anglicized to Ibanez. So that's what most people call it, Ibanez. An RG350EX. When I was at the beach with my Sea Scouts for their annual summer camp, I ended up going to a music store really to just kill some time. They wanted to go play at the beach for the morning. I didn't want to do that. So I went and checked out a couple of guitar stores with the idea, I'll just go in, look around, and not have to go to the beach. And this was on sale at a price that I was like, oh, wow, I kind of have to buy that, even though I wasn't actually looking to buy anything. So this came home with me, and I had someone who wanted it really bad. And I try to get a review done before I sell a guitar. So I rushed and got this review done. And then I think he didn't get the money he was hoping for on some other things he was selling. So he eventually was like, yeah, dude, just go ahead and sell it. Go ahead and list it somewhere. I can't buy it. After I had prioritized this and gotten it out of the way early. What I'll tell you real quick, in case anyone's interested, really cool guitar, incredibly versatile. It's got a lot of really cool features, like the way the back of the neck is trimmed so that it's more ergonomic, and it's got a really neat shape on the neck and nice body cut, so it's comfortable when it sits either on your lap when you're sitting or hanging if you're playing standing up. Really interesting guitar that's got two humbuckers if you want to do harder rock type stuff, and a little single coil pickup in the middle if you want to do other stuff. Tons of specs and other information about the guitar in the article. And the pickups, each of the pickups is spec'd out and measured with the factory measurement and then what I measured. So tons of information here if you have any interest in learning more about this type of Ibanez guitar. The RG line. RG line's famous, man. Everyone knows them because they're kind of siloed as like heavy metal type guitars, but this sucker's super versatile. So if that is of interest to you, please go check it out, because it's kind of awesome in my opinion.
It's very photogenic. Pictures look awesome.
Yeah, I kind of think so. And the guitar didn't look bad either.
No.
But, since the guy that wanted it didn't buy it, it's actually still here. So look at this. This is extra pretty, in my opinion. Unfortunately, with the black and the studio lighting, It shows every fingerprint
all
that's
those
on it.
crazy fingerprints. Quit handling that thing.
But this, one of the cool things about this one, get out of here, microphone, is that it's supposed to have a reflective aluminum pick guard on it. And right before I got it, the guy replaced it with this kind of pearlized 4-layer with a red on top pick guard and these cool little speed knobs on it. And it had just been set up, so it plays awesome. It sounds awesome. Feels pretty good holding it. So I kind of like it. I need to get some cash out of it, but otherwise, you know, I got like 9 guitars listed for sale on our Reverb store and on some Facebook listings. So if someone gives me enough money, hey, Ruben, I think I saw where TJ put that up a minute ago. If someone gives me enough money, they can have it. But, you know, otherwise, I like it. I'll keep it.
Everything's for sale, Jeff. Everything's for sale.
Unfortunately, when you're a hoarder like me and you run out of room and oh, that's something else. I want to talk about our friends at Quarter Horse Arms. Let me see, quarterhorsearms.com. Let me see if I can bring that site up and share with everyone. So that's up. So if I go to share screen here, Chrome tab, Quarter Horse Arms. He probably doesn't have any of them listed yet. I took a stack of firearms to Quarter Horse Arms today to go on consignment. So you will be able to purchase firearms that have actually been used in Gear Report reviews. Oh, wow. He's got a whole bunch of stuff listed up here. You'll be able to get them.
He can charge more that way.
At Quarter Horse Arms.
They're semi-famous.
Well, I'm going to take him some ammo too, because I'm going to take him probably 3,000 or 4,000 rounds of 45 and a couple thousand of 308 that he can sell. And I think 6 pistols and a PCC and 2 rifles are going to all be available at Quarter Horse Arms, which obviously, you know, Quarter Horse Arms is also the official FFL of Gear Report. And Alan, who is the proprietor there at Quarter Horse Arms, part of the Gear Report team, he's gone to SHOT Show with us, and really super cool folks. So if you're in the mood for some firearms, please use the contact form here at Quarter Horse Arms and reach out to Alan or call him. He answers the phone sometimes. He's a cool dude.
Sometimes.
Tell him I said, duh. He'll know what you mean.
It's messed up.
Yeah. All right. So anyhow, I was at Quarter Horse Arms. I think I can do this. I think this is okay. I was at Quarter Horse Arms, kind of washed out because it's white. This is a Taurus box that has a G3C TORO. It's Toro Optics Ready Option is what they call it. So it's got a brand new pistol in here. I gotta figure out which red dot I want to put on there. I've got a Vortex Viper. I've got a J Point. I can't remember what else I have. I got to find something to put on it or get someone to send something. And then we'll finish that review up. We did, Jose Juan and I went and we did the initial function testing on that and on the Maxim Defense PDX and 300 Blackout, which is an SBR. We did that a couple days ago, and I went back and took Alan some guns to sell. But see, I jumped the gun. This is the discussion that is supposed to happen in the potentially reviews that will be published soon section, maybe even shit shooting. We're still in the recently completed reviews section of the show. Tonight, so let me, a little bit, dude. I told what I do. What did I do?
A show in a week or something.
I know. What did I do right before we went live? I went and filled up my coffee.
Yeah, you got coffee.
So I'm juiced up, man. I'm all caffeinated.
Beauty, eh?
Oh, you put that up, didn't you?
I did.
Good evening from Canada. We'll check that out. Mr. Jet Setter up there in Canada. All right. Tell him I said, oh, hey, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
That's it.
Yeah. They'll know what you mean.
I'm watching Super Troopers 2 tonight.
Yeah. So let's see the other review. See, it also gave us a break, changing gears a little bit.
Yeah.
It broke it up so we're not going back to back talking about the same.
I bet the other one's a guitar.
And I have to talk about this one a little bit more. This was part of the terms, and I'm going to be completely transparent and open here. This is not new that a brand sent a product for us to review on Gear Report. Happens all the time. I've been doing this for like 12 years, or what? Well, since 2009. I don't even remember what year it is. That seems like about 12, a little over 12 years.
Feels like it, right?
Oh, it feels like 37, but that's another that's another story. Brands have been sending stuff almost that entire time. What's new to me is, as a budding, very amateur guitarist, for brands to send guitars. So being the first brand that stepped up to the plate, said, yeah, we'll send you something to review. I really wanted to be thorough and impress them, so they'll want to send more stuff for review. And then we'll start to really build out the guitar section of Gear Report. And then other brands will be like, oh, look at all the reviews they've done, and other brands that have sent stuff, and they'll want to send stuff. And then, you know, I'll be
to have we'll start another show just for the guitar section of Gear Report.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Probably should. Remind me, I need to, in the upcoming stuff, I was chatting with Eric today. I need to talk about a potential, something that's going to go down with the Iraq Veteran 8888 channel and Guitarsenal here at some point. So anyhow, but Glary, as part of the agreement, you know, they actually asked for some editorial, you know, hey, can we look over the before you publish it? And I said, yeah, if I don't forget. And honestly, I was in a hurry to publish and post it.
Very thorough article.
But what I typically do when brands ask for that, it's what I told them is, you know, you can you can review for technical details to make sure I didn't get any of the specs wrong, that kind of thing. But that's it. Like, I don't take editorial feedback on anything else. Opinions are opinions. But if I got something wrong that's like factually wrong, then, you know, they can tell me that and we'll correct it, you know, verify the specs and correct it. But if they just don't like something I posted, then, you know, it's not my problem. That's, you know, part of being an honest and thorough reviewer is we post what we think. And if they don't like it, then, you know, sorry, but not sorry. So anyhow, part of the agreement for this was we do the written review, but there'd also be a video. So this discussing it here is fulfilling that requirement of that agreement. But also, it's kind of cool, so I wanted to talk about it. So the thing with Glary, and probably why DJ Play and I said something about Glary, they got famous because they sell shipped to your door for like $85 or $90 a guitar that looks very similar to this, a Stratocaster copy. And that's just insane. Like, shipping to get it from China's got to cost at least $35, $40. That means they've got like almost nothing in the guitar, but it actually plays. And, you know, you go look at some reviews of their, and they often have it on sale for $75 shipped. So for half of the price of this $150 guitar, they will put a working guitar in your hand that is actually playable, which is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. This one costs twice as much. They've upgraded the pickups, and they're pretty significantly upgraded. They've upgraded the wood in the body. They've upgraded the wood in the neck. A couple things like that they've done. Doubled the price. Still a crazy cheap guitar for something that's workable. And I got to be honest, it doesn't feel like that $1,200 Gibson that I just sold or traded away, but it plays well. And I didn't really have to do anything to it to get it to play. Usually a cheap guitar, you expect you're going to have to do some work on it to make it work. It just worked. And there's so little details here and there that I may not have loved. Like they didn't sand the fretboard and put any kind of sealant on it, you know, oil or a lacquer or poly or anything, which I thought was kind of weird. But it plays nice. So, you know, part of what I say in the recommendation is if you need like a second guitar for an alternate tuning, or you want, it's kind of big and durable. Where is it? Here it is. Like the neck is really thick and durable, and it would be good for if you don't want to take your expensive guitar out to a gig. Take this one; it'll play fine, and if it gets broken, it was only $150. Or if like you're on a music school and you want something to put in students' hands that's budget friendly, I think this would be great for that. And it's got some upgrades where they won't have to immediately spend some money to upgrade it. All the details you could want are in here. The Cliff Notes version, I am not a fan of the unfinished fretboard portion of the neck, but I love the shape of the neck. It's a big chunky neck that fills my hand pretty well, and I like that. The tuners work well. The strings felt fine after they kind of got broke in. The pickups really sound good, not just for a cheap guitar, but just in general. It's kind of shocking actually how good they sounded. Had a nice middle of the road weight at about 8 pounds. The cuts in the body to contour it, to make it more comfortable when you play it, or in the right places, and really make it very comfortable when you're playing. The tremolo system actually works reasonably well on some of the other guitars I have. Complete piece of garbage on this one. That's the one kind of failing mark for this specific guitar. It's a typical 6-point Strat type tremolo that is pretty terrible. Here's all the dimensions, whole bunch of pictures. And you may notice the Battlewagon 3, she's still sitting beside the driveway here at the house. And I am about to get ramped back up working on that as soon as I get caught up on just a few things. And we'll talk about what some of those are coming up. I highly encourage you, if you have been thinking about learning to play guitar, this could be, especially if you have kind of big hands, this could be a really good budget option for you to get started with a guitar that will treat you right. Doesn't have to be upgraded right away as you learn. Or, you know, if you got a kid you need a guitar for, go click one of these links here. Will take you to their GST S type guitar. That is their like $75, $80 guitar, maybe $90 if it's not on sale. That is perfectly serviceable, so I hear, for someone who's learning. So there we go. All right, what do we got here? Oh, Jeff. Well, yeah, I guess I haven't shaved. All right, that's a fair. I'll allow it.
I was hoping you showed up last week because I know you'd cleanly shaved, and I was like, everybody, you're in for a surprise.
Yeah. Well, because you saw me right before the show, and then like 2 minutes before it started, my internet died. Okay. Oh, G23 being nice and saying hi to everyone. So it's easy to choke the neck. I suppose you could say that. I don't think that's what I said, but apparently that's what you said. So, and let me show you. I'll point out a couple things real quick, just because, you know, part of the deal was that we had some video too. So check it out. This part is coated, as far as the wood is coated. This part on the back of the neck has a really light coating, just to protect the wood just a little bit, it feels like, and it's sanded really well. This side where your fingers touch when you're playing, no coating at all, and not really sanded quite as much as I would like, which feels a little weird sometimes under your fingers when you're playing. That's the only really complaint I have, is that fretboard surface. And then the whammy bar here is, I mean, it works just fine. You're playing, you can dive bomb with it, whatever. But it won't be in tune when you're done, which, you know, typical of this type of 6-screw tremolo on a Strat. But look at that. The finish is gorgeous. It's really well done. The shape is spot on for an S-type guitar. I really like it, actually. I think that one's going to stick around here for a while. I don't think I'm going to get rid of it. Although, if you really want it and you want to toss some money this way, we can talk about that. Apparently, that's what I heard. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we know where your mind is, so I'm not going to act surprised or anything. But we appreciate you sharing. Okay, so that wrapped up the recently completed reviews section. Reviews that will be published soon. Okay, Kevin Love, would you like to talk about anything that you have in the works?
The GL Shock from Fab Defense is finally the BCG showed up, so I can go destroy that thing and test it out. And then the TX22 from Taurus, I'm going to get ready to get out there and get some shooting done for it. So, and those are going to be the next up and coming that'll be published. The rest are still. I got to get some more ammo for the Raging Hunter. So, it's pricey. So.
And the Raging Hunter is in what cartridge again?
So the 454 Casol.
I know, isn't that awesome?
Do you have any of that lying around?
I do not, unfortunately. But you know what's interesting? So while I was at Quarter Horse Arms this morning, we actually so I took my stack of guns that I was putting on consignment there at Quarter Horse Arms. And so what we did is we sat at the table. I'd get one out, and we'd look over it and assess the condition. And Alan would look up in the Gun Blue Book and recently closed auctions on Gun Broker. And then he would log into Lipsy's and Xander's and a couple of the different firearms distributors. So I'd never seen the back end of that to see what guns cost. Something I wanted to share with people that kind of blew my mind. And I'd heard this before, but I actually saw it. Is they would list the MSRP, the MAP price, the minimum advertised price that a dealer could sell it at, and then what the dealer cost was. And on the most marked up guns, it really wasn't a very big markup. Like it may have been $1,000 gun, and if they sold it at MSRP, they would make $200. I'll tell you what, if I'm going to tie up $1,000 in a gun and have to deal with the ATF and all the paperwork and liability and the risk of someone trying to break in and shoot me to steal stuff because I'm running a gun store, I'm going to want to make more than $200 on that deal. So, and that's if they sell it at MSRP. If they have to compete or price match or anything, they're making even less. Some of the other less expensive guns, if that dealer is able to make $25 or $50, that's like doing good. And I'm looking at this going, why the hell does anyone sell new guns? Like, there's no way. If I were an FFL, I'd be buying and selling used stuff, and I'd work like a pawn shop. I'll buy anything cheap and then mark it up and sell it, because I don't see how, unless you're doing massive volume, I don't see how gun dealers can stay in business. How can they even pay the rent to keep the lights on?
They probably deal with both. I mean, Beachside does. They have a lot of pawn stuff, but then they have a bunch of new. I mean, they're one of the Glock guys, and they have they sell them out. I mean, I don't know how much they're above MSRP, but
yeah,
I'm sure a little bit more. But they have them in stock. You need
a
Glock, go down there.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep. Yeah, I was telling Alan, I thought it was funny that when we went to Beachside Pawn at the end of January. And I had to tie that dude up for like 45 minutes and almost said, here, let me hold that one, to every single gun they had. There were probably like 5 that I was like, nah, I'm okay. But every time I felt like the look on his face got a little bit more dejected, like this sucker is going to have me here all day and he's going to look at every single thing and he's not going to buy anything. And then when I got done, and I kind of got the vibe, he's looking at me like, okay, so you're leaving now. I was like, okay, these 4, give them to me. Let's make a deal. And the look on his face was like, wait, what? You're actually going to buy something? And not just 1, but 4? And actually 1 or 2 of those aren't the real cheap ones either. Yeah. I was like, come on, let's make a deal. Yep. But on the used stuff, they could actually make some money. On the new stuff,
That's why I have a bunch of them in back on layaway over there. Some of the better ones.
Yeah, I like them. Beachside Pawn, where are they?
Indian Harbor Beach, right on Indian Harbor Beach.
Yeah, go check them out. Tell them TJ device not connected. Did he just disconnect himself? I point at him and he went away. Check that out. So anyhow, go to Beachside Pawn, or, if you're bored, go hit their Facebook page or something, send them a note and say, hey, TJ at Gear Report, don't say Kevin Love just because it says it on there on the screen. He's being silly, okay? That's TJ, all right? And tell him TJ said they're the bomb. Well, no, but we don't want to use the word bomb on anything like that. Facebook will flag you and they'll say you're a domestic terrorist. So if you're watching this show, they probably think you're a domestic terrorist anyway. So just say TJ said y'all are the place to buy cool stuff. And there we go.
They are.
And that'll be fun because we like them. They're kind of good people. Bring the mic back over here. All right. So a couple things I got coming up. Since I got the PDX, a Maxim PDX SBR in 300 blackout out and put the Vortex, you know what? I should pull some of those pictures up that I was copying before we start, right as the show started. Let me find those and open this directory. And I think I posted a picture online already that showed some of these things because I'm not allowed on, what's it called? YouTube. Can't handle firearms on a live broadcast, which is, in my opinion, kind of ridiculous. All right, there we go. That is what I want to share. So you can see the Maxim Defense PDX. They sent some ammo. They sent some subs and some supers, and the SBR in 300 blackout. And what they didn't send yet is it's got the hate brake on it, but it is supposed to be interchangeable with a silencer, and the silencer hadn't showed up yet. So I've been sitting on this one waiting for the silencer because it was kind of integral to the test plan that we talked about for this review, and then it hadn't shown up. So I'm like, do I just keep sitting on it? Do we actually start doing some shooting with it? Well, we went ahead and started doing some shooting with it. And just did some initial function testing, and me and Jose Juan and Alan all got it out and did some shooting. Alan from Quarter Horse Arms. So go check them out. I really mean that. Go check them out. You can see I get happy when I get a camera in my hands and cool stuff in front of me. So I apologize for all of the repetitive pictures here. They sent stickers. I know people go batshit crazy over stickers with firearms. So yes, they don't send one like Palmetto. They send 3. So next time I see Chad from Palmetto, I'm going to have to be like, dude, you got to up your game. Maxim is sending 3 stickers. Y'all only send 1. And you can see the brand new Vortex AMG UH1 Gen 2 holographic sight has been mounted, and we used that for our initial testing. There's Jose Juan demoing it. You see his wearing the IV8888 Range Day Tide Pod shirt from a few years ago, and he has his Don't Shoot Me Orange Gear Report shirt on there. That he's been around me enough to know he puts that blaze orange shirt on before we go out and shoot stuff. Here you see the Taurus. Oh, and the ammo that they sent from Novex and Fiocchi for testing. That's the G3C TORO. TORO is Taurus Optics Ready Option, TORO. And you can see the slide cut up there, and I have not put an optic on it yet. I'm thinking I may take the J-point off of, I'm saying that. Oh, and there you see the Vortex mounted again. I'm saying I may take the J-point off of a Smith & Wesson pistol, but it's at Quarter Horse Arms right now. I left it on that pistol when I gave it to Alan. I'm going to have to go get that, or maybe put a Vortex Viper on it or something. So you can see that. Oh, and there's the, what's that company called now? Danny's company that makes the target. I'm going to have to look that up. Maybe it'll come to me, but if you search for a AR500 target on Gear Report, we got an article about that target. Really awesome modular Target. I'm just blanking on what Danny's company is called now that made it. Anyhow, there we go. Lots of pictures. I don't want to spoil it and show all of the pictures, but I wanted you to get a feel for what we do when we go to the range and do our testing. And there we'll have some video of Alan shooting and video and pictures of Jose Juan and I shooting, because we like to mix it up and, you know, make sure we get lots of people in there operating the guns that are sent for review, so that it's not just, you know, one person's opinion on everything. We want to get a wide range of feedback and opinions. There you go. And we're going to stop. Here we go. Yep. I was like, dude.
And Killian shooting when I go.
Yeah. So these in the front, completely empty, and, you know, staged shots. Even knowing it's empty and it was staged, I still couldn't bring myself to get directly in front of the firearm, even though as a gun writer, we've staged these kind of pictures over and over and over. I just can't. I can't bring myself to stand directly in front of the barrel, even when I know it's 100% safe. Where the heck did all my hair go? I swear I had hair before. There we go. I got to remind my photographer, zoom in, zoom out, move around, so we don't have 27 of the exact same picture.
I wasn't there. Sorry, my bad.
I know. It's hard to get good help. What's funny is when we were shooting video, many times I had to remind the guys, they hadn't been with me shooting video anytime soon. It's been a year and a half since they have done anything. And all right, we're going to skip those comments. I handle firearms on live streams. I don't doubt that. But, you know, I figure I'm probably on all kind of watch lists, so I got to be a little careful. I don't want my ability to do this show to get shut down. I mean, we're on a streak. Well, we had a streak of 71 shows in a row before we missed one. But we got like 70. This is episode 73. We've been doing this a while. We have an investment in doing this show. Yeah. Plus, Rydon Optics paid to sponsor the show, so we kind of need to keep doing it. We can't screw up and get kicked off at YouTube's. Mean Arms sends 2 stickers with the free product.
You know, if they needed it, everybody needs to send a patch. How about that? Everybody step up your game, send some patches.
Interesting. I was going to say like a tattoo voucher.
Yeah. Either way. Something. I've got 10,000 stickers. I have no space.
I'm going to send Chad a note and say, dude, I know how Palmetto State Armory can really go over the top. No. A tattoo voucher. Like, we will pay up to $150 for you to get this tattoo. Give them like on a little postcard, 4 different options to choose from, or 2 options or whatever. If you get this in any of these locations, then, you know, the tattoo artist can send the proof to this email and we will pay up to 100 or however much for it. I think that would be a stellar promotion that would get them lots of coverage.
Awesome. I'll put it right next to my Gear-Report tattoo.
I don't think I want to ask where that is. I did my 70th live stream last Saturday. Congrats, man. 70th chat fist bump for you there. All right, good job. Notice I didn't say good game. I said good job. Okay, so let's see. That stuff was coming. I showed you where I put that Vortex UH1 hollow sight on. I have to decide. I can't use the regular, this one, the backup sight, because it's in the way, but I could do this offset from Fab Defense. I may do that. Yeah. It's the right color. I got that color just so I could put it on there. But I've also got a GL Core stock from Fab Defense I need to put on something, and the PTKM combo, which is really awesome. I highly recommend that y'all go check this out. That the angled foregrip looking thing is pretty standard. Put those down. This one, but this little like thumb thing that you put on, for me, it's the left side for my thumb. It's a game changer for stability and really giving you a good place to index. I really like that. Funny thing, that Spikes 6.8, the ST15 in 6.8 that I got at Beachside Pawn.
Yeah.
I put it in the safe at Quarter Horse Arms for them to consignment sell it for me. And I was actually planning on maybe putting all of this Fab Defense stuff on there. But, you know, when it came down to it, I was like, you know what? I've been hoarding too much stuff. I got to make room to get more stuff in so I can do some more gun reviews because I'm out of space. Like the gun room's full. I got to clear out, make some room. Just like I got to clear out some guitars and make some room. So anyhow,
I'm building the 6.5 Creed AR so I can do the wraps stock.
Yeah.
So we'll put that
Yeah,
on
that's the one that had that really adjustable stuff on it.
The quick release and everything comes out. Yeah, so I'm just gonna build one. That's that's where I'm at now. Just waiting on parts. It's almost quicker.
The wraps stock is what you said, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You can tell when I am looking off screen, I start kind of.
That calls for. I'm not going to put that on an AR-15. That's AR-10. That's AR-10 stuff. That's the good stuff.
Here we go.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Oh yeah.
Because we got our hands on these at a little preview thing that we went to. We went and spent the night with the Fab Defense people at a little private resort they had in like an Airbnb little mansion. That was like it was the party house with the strict no noise rules. That was kind of funny.
Right.
We did that. It was at the end of January and got a preview of all this stuff. We got to handle all of it and run around. I bet I have those pictures on here too. Run around with the night vision stuff.
The thermal, didn't you?
That's what I'm looking for to see if I have.
I'm sure you do somewhere.
Yeah, I just can't remember where I put it.
Yeah, that stock was awesome. So yeah, I'm just gonna build one and put it all together with that. I might take that one of the foregrips and put it up there too. Might get one of the angle foregrips. I kind of like that.
I've got way too many. I have an event folder, an events folder. That was, oh, here we go. That's why I couldn't find it, because it was in the Fire Expo folder. I was like, don't I have a folder specifically for the Fab Defense stuff?
That was right after Fire Expo, right?
Yeah. And that's why it was the same trip. So I had it in that other folder. So let me go stop that screen and we'll share the picture window here. All right. You see that?
There we go.
Yeah. Yep. So this is at that resort we were at. Big party house with the pool and everything. And we couldn't get in the pool, but they let us play with all the toys there. So that was a pretty cool carbon fiber barrel on that. Really, really neat stuff. Oh, we got all kind of different pictures in here. Oh,
that was from Fire.
Yeah, I'm trying to get past them to get back to the other ones. This is all the stuff that I used in the background. All right, see, that's all Fire now. I got to go back the other way.
Yeah, you're going the wrong way.
Bear with me. Just in case anyone's wondering, I've openly disclosed my limited competence many times. So you've been warned. It's not like anyone's surprised here.
We expected.
Yeah. Yep. I probably have to keep scrolling here.
I'm just excited you actually knew where they were.
Sort of. Well, but I can't find the rest of them.
Oh.
Nope, they're not down there. Yeah, I don't know where they went. I just had those few at the beginning. And I wanted to get to where all the Fab Defense stuff was because we had a bunch of pictures of those, but I can't find them.
We did a bunch of little short videos too on some of that stuff.
And I posted some of them on social media, but not all of them. I need to find the rest of them and get those posted. Keep teasing those out. But anyhow, we showed the wraps stock. I'm very, very eager to see you put something together with that.
I'm excited.
Yep. Let's see. What else? Oh, all right. I'm going to go back to more pictures Go back to the events folder. And so did you know what the different images on my shirt, do you know what these brands were here? This one and that one. All right, it's an R with an F on top of it.
Or is it an F with an R?
I know. That's what I was saying. But so this was Radical Firearms,
Yep.
and I will, let's see, let's bring up some pictures. Not there. Here we go. I don't have a lot of pictures because we were on a really tight schedule, and we had to shoot video. So the bulk of the time was spent shooting video. All right, let me get back to share screen.
Just do what we normally do and just follow you around with the camera on constantly.
Yeah, so the funny thing is I was in Houston, Texas with my daughter who was swimming in the Junior Olympics. And that was a long, like a 5-day swim meet with a ton of swimming. And on the way back to the airport at the end of the meet, she's exhausted. I'm tired. We're both ready to get home. But we had a little time to kill. So I called Mel. I sent Mel an email because I forgot Radical Firearms was in Houston. And when I figured it out, like I was going to go, there was a guitar factory, a guitar and amplifier factory close to the hotel. And I was going to try to go see them because, I mean, you know how it is when you travel and you do this kind of stuff, you always want to see all right, I'm going to this town. What brands are in that town that I can go visit so that now the trip has some legitimate business being done, and some of those expenses can be legitimate business expenses. So I was going to go visit the Diamond Guitars factory, and when I reach out to them, they're like, oh yeah, I don't know why Google Maps says that facility's still open. We moved to Muncie, Indiana. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. So next time I go to Muncie, I'm going to go visit. I don't know when I'll be up there. My uncle lives up there. So I do actually go to Muncie, Indiana sometimes, but when they weren't available, I said, well, okay, let me see what gun companies are in town. And I reached out to two, this one, Radical Firearms, and I wasn't able to connect with Primary Arms, but they are in Houston also. And it was short notice, like I reached out on Friday and said, hey, can we do something this afternoon or this weekend or Monday morning? And it was kind of a ridiculous request, but Mel made time for me at Radical Firearms. And the RD on the shirt is, was it Radical Defense, I think is what they call it. And it's like a subsidiary that does government contract special weapons development stuff, like this integrally suppressed barrel that you see here, the core of it, and then a complete one. That was, I mean, some of the stuff, this is what blew my mind. Radical Firearms is known as like, kind of like PSA cheap guns, cheap ARs, only smaller than PSA. But some of the stuff, like I can't even show pictures of, which, now that I say that, I should go look at the directory before I scroll through these pictures to make sure there's nothing in here that I'm not allowed to show, because there were some things that I was like, can I take a picture of this? And they was like, no, not even. Like, you can't even talk about this one. And this one, you can talk about it, but you can't show pictures of it. And that was you can talk about it, but you can't show pictures. Okay, let me see. I think, yeah, everything in here is safe. Okay, so I can keep going through the pictures while I'm talking. But they had in the room, this room, you can see the table, super cool table. It's like I-beams all around the edge in the middle, and this really cool kind of aged gray looking wood, and then ammo like given today's ammo prices, probably like $5,000 worth of ammo going down the center of the table in epoxy. It's all epoxied in. Gorgeous. And it's like a 15 or 18 foot long table that's probably 10 feet wide. It's huge.
That's the emergency supply.
Yeah, apparently break glass for ammo. Only you gotta chisel it out of the epoxy. But anyhow, in the room they have 3D printers that are printing their silencers, which are super cool. Not this one. This is a different one, but they're smaller ones. The regular, like a 30 cal type multi-caliber can. This is their assembly for lowers and putting together buffer tubes. And they got a bunch of veterans. I think they said 40% of their employees are veterans. So
nice.
They're really pretty proud of that. This is the uppers assembly room, and racks of guns on the side where they're putting them together, and their test firing range. So we went in and shot something in there. I don't remember. But Bella had the opportunity to go into this private, test firing range and shoot cool stuff for free. And she's like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm like, what, are you kidding me? You're embarrassing me,
What's with these kids nowadays?
I know.
K-Dog would be like, how many rounds can I shoot?
Yep.
Because I'll park myself in here.
Stacks and stacks of guns. They are churning out guns there. Really pretty cool. All the different machines. This is where they're making their own handguards.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a video on this. And this is all the stuff I was allowed to take pictures of, right? Like I could take a picture of the raw forgings. I couldn't take the picture of, just like when we were at Diamondback. They're like, right. Oh yeah, you can video, you can take pictures, just not of how we attach them to the milling machines. Like, well, okay. They've got a fair amount of robotic stuff going on there. Kind of like at Diamondback, they just had the one thing that was done with a robot.
Right.
They've got like 6 or 7 of them at Radical because it's just consistently churns through the stuff and it's accurate every time. And it has the metrics for measurement for quality control built in. Really, really neat how they do that. This was doing something with barrels. I don't remember. Maybe it was threading the end. I think actually it was probably doing a couple things. See where they're making shavings, and they had their quality stations with their little clipboards spread all throughout the facility where they're doing inspections along the way and parts crated up, ready to go out. There's the broacher for making the magwell, broaching the magwell. If you've never seen that, that's a really cool process. You can go watch our Diamondback video factory tour where we actually show a broacher in use. Security cameras, we're not going to dwell on that. This Mel's office with some of the marketing and photo shoot stuff.
I'll have to check them out. I looked briefly and I was like, eh.
Yeah. So it was really kind of neat, and we got a bunch of video, and it was funny that I was not planning on doing this kind of tour, so I didn't take the gimbal camera. Oh. And so I was just walking around. I was like, dude, I didn't travel with this because I wasn't planning on doing this. But then we had some time and y'all were here and available. So I was like, yeah, why not? So Mel actually, I used his iPhone and his iPhone camera, iPhone holder gimbal. And then he sent me the video. I was like, this is so low rent seeming, but but he let me do it and it was okay. So I've got all that video, and I got the glary done and a couple other things that were in the queue ahead of it. So I got a few more to do, but that's a big one that I want to get edited and out pretty soon. Did Pickle and Mike decide not to do shows anymore? So Mike has had some life changes. He got married and he changed jobs. He's driving a tow truck, and the hours are crazy and heinous. And I think he's doing like the job of 3 people. And I don't think he has time for anything but driving a tow truck right now, unfortunately, which is a shame because, you know, he's doing what he needs to support his family, which is awesome. But it's a shame that he's not getting to go play in the woods like he used to. And Pickle is a diva. And I think that he will need like an uproar from the hammock community of people that when the hue and cry is loud enough to call him back, you know, please come back and do shows, then he may do it again. But until then, I don't know. When he feels like it, he'll do some. He's not officially discontinued Hanging with Pickle or Hanging with Pickle and Mike. He just isn't doing them right now. Yeah. But thank you for asking. Yeah. I know what's up with these crazy people sleeping on the ground and stuff. All right. It's been a lively show as far as stuff to talk about. My ADD has been really fun for me.
We warned everybody. There's all kinds of stuff coming up.
Oh man, there is. Yeah.
Like I said, if that BCG comes in, I might be able to go shoot and put the wraps together and go shoot that. If not, I'll work on the GL Shock.
So and I am crazy excited because I've got so much stuff in the queue because I did the 2-week backpacking trip that, you know, there was some ramp up where I had to focus on getting ready. And then when I got back, I had to catch up on things. So that was like pretty much a month it tied me up. And then I had to, what did I do after that? Oh, the Sea Scouts. I had to take my Sea Scouts for a whole week down to the beach, and we did like kind of a sailing camp over there and some other stuff. And we had almost no internet connectivity on that trip. So, and I was too busy. And a little prep before that, a little, you know, dealing with stuff after. And as soon as I got done with all the after that trip stuff, it was like, okay, now you got to go to the Junior Olympics. And that was like a 5 or 6 day trip. So I'm finally back and kind of decompressed from that and getting some other stuff done. And, you know, I'm really excited that means that I'm going to be churning some more reviews out. It's not going to be all guitars all the time. My foot is healed. So that was the whole impetus for doing guitars is I needed to stay off my feet and let my broken foot heal. Well, now that it's healed, I'm like having so much fun doing the guitar stuff that I'm kind of like, it's 92 degrees out today. I can go work on the Humvee or I can sit here and play the guitar. Like, screw that. I'm playing guitar in the air conditioning. What's that?
92 is cool. Come on now.
Yeah, I know. So anyhow, G23, I'm sorry you have nothing in the queue and are not getting any products. You should get some. It's hard to do a review stuff if you don't have products coming in. So I recommend you get some.
I've been loading up the queue with the stuff I've bought for like all the pieces parts. I've still got like 15 other things that I've purchased that I got to put in there just so I don't forget.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I'm just, you know, if I buy it and there's not a review on it, I'm going to throw it in there.
Well, and that's what I'm doing. And I've been buying some stuff like this black guitar here. That it's like a Les Paul copy. Yeah. I purchased that. I've actually got 2 of those, and they are from Firefly as a company. And I'm telling you, this one had an issue that I had to fix, and they credited me back part of the purchase price to compensate for some holes being drilled wrong that I had to take it apart and fill the holes and put it back together so it was all tight and everything worked. It was a quality control issue.
A Kia version of for a guitar.
But it is basically the same as an Epiphone Les Paul custom that would be anywhere from like $700 to $900. That was $200 shipped to my door. I think it was $209 shipped to the door, and then I got $30 back because they screwed that thing up, and it took me an hour to take it apart and fix it and put it back together. But it's stellar. It plays awesome. I have another one that we've already reviewed that's identical, just a different finish. So that one will get a review. But I got to show you. I'm excited
Yes.
about this. What was the yes? Do you know what?
Yeah, what she said.
What the? You were evil.
That's
But we might
awesome.
do that. I've actually got one. It's
I
at
told
Jose
you,
Juan's house. It's
like
at Jose
guitars and
Juan's
guns.
house. I have one that's at Jose Juan's because
Shoot Jose Juan's.
no. I have two of his. I have a bass that's his and a Kiss branded guitar. It's like autographed of
I'll
his.
get you that one.
And he has like a game that's like Guitar Hero that his girls play. So he has one of my guitars to use for that. And it's got some issues. Like it's fine for a video game, but it's not fine for real playing. So
Right.
I may shoot that one. That could be fun. But this, I traded my Gibson Les Paul for this, which I hope it wasn't stupid, but it's awesome. I've wanted, the shape is called an Explorer, and it's got like carbon fiber binding all the way around it. And this pickup is like an active little magnetic thing that when you flip the switch, no, it has to be plugged in for it to work. But it'll actually vibrate the strings for you. It's really neat. But anyhow, this is like maybe the most expensive guitar I've ever had. I mean, it's like a $12.50 or something. I think it retails for. The Les Paul was probably about the same actually. But anyhow, that one will be coming. I think that'll be cool. And this one is one, again, I've got them listed for sale, so I need to get them reviewed real quick. This is another one of those real cheap. This one was made in Vietnam. It actually has Korean writing up there because the guy who owns the company's Korean. I can't remember what it says. Something silly like it's a great day or something. I don't know. But the vine inlays and then a nice tremolo down there. And it's a neck through, they call it, where the neck goes all the way through the body instead of being bolted on. So that's an interesting one because it's different. But again, I need to get the review done so I can sell it. I actually have it listed. And unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, if someone wants to buy it, I've got like 2 or 3 days to ship it. I'll stop what I'm doing and do the review at that point. And potentially, like if I put any guns on consignment at Quarter Horse Arms, and Alan's like, "Oh yeah, I got an offer. Do you want to sell it for this?" I may be like, "Crap, let me come shoot it, take some pictures real quick," because I got 1 or 2 that I purchased that I could do a review on. Like it wasn't set by a brand, but like that SIG P250 is a neat pistol that I've actually never shot it. Like I just bought it to get some money out of my wallet so I wouldn't spend it on something else because I knew I could always sell the gun later and get my money back. But I'd like to do a review on that P250. So if you'd like to see that review, leave us a comment. Maybe I'll do that before it sells.
I mean, it's with all the AR stuff. I mean, you buy so many little pieces and stuff, and I look at different companies all the time. Like, oh, where can I get this from? Where can I get this from? And I'm like, all right.
Yep.
So I just started to keep track of everything now, rather than just throw it on the gun and then forget about it later. I'm like, I probably built 15 of those things since you showed me how.
Yeah, you've become an overachiever, definitely. And I have never really thought of myself as like a big expert when it comes to building ARs, but I certainly taught you enough to take off and run with it. Here's something else kind of fun. Since everyone's getting tired of me talking about guitar stuff, my little pedal board. I got a couple new pedals coming. The yellow one just showed up recently. It's kind of awesome. Probably the most expensive one I have. It's a little overdrive pedal. It sounds pretty good. I got a couple more that are on the way through that Amazon program where they send me stuff to review. It's really hilarious how easy it is to get products to review and not even have to deal.
I'm working on the ukulele.
You promised a ukulele performance during this show.
I know. I feel bad, but I had to go. I had to help Keith out over in Orlando on a job. So, I mean, I got back like 20 minutes before the show started. I showered and I was
so this is Keith's problem, you're saying?
Well, I mean, it's a good paying job. It's, I can get some more guns out of it. So,
okay. Shoot, it's only money. G23.
Gee.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's funny. As I did that, we got another little heart thing on the on the Facebook broadcast. So whoever's out there, thank you, and let us know you're out there. We appreciate you. Although I think we're about to wrap it up. So last call. If you have any questions or comments, you want to hear about anything. Status on the Battlewagon 3 is I have not touched it because I've been so busy with everything else. Like literally, I have purposefully kept it at arm's length so that because I know once I get into it, I have so many cool projects like lined up and ready to go that when I start working on it, I'm going to want to be in the garage working on it all the time. And I had so much other stuff I had to get done that I had to just not even touch it. But I think what I'm going to do real quick is I've got a front turn signal to replace. I have a new one. I have a headlight to replace that I have a new one. Where the ones that are there are okay, but they're not perfect. So I got better ones to put in. And I've got the half doors to put on, which is really cool. Those are kind of big.
Time for fall.
And I have so much. I have so much in terms of electronics. Like I've got a couple different radio options. Like I've got like a 7-inch screen Android Entertainment Center and a 10-inch screen. I think maybe even just a regular like double din radio insert type screen one to choose from, and a whole bunch of other electronics. And it's not an option not to wait, Jason. I'm sorry. You have to wait. But I do appreciate your enthusiasm. But seriously, I've got all this stuff, and I really have to lay out exactly how to mount all of it and how to wire everything. And I just got some more like waterproof quick disconnect fittings so that I can wire things in a way that's easy to get apart. And I'm super, super excited. I've got a couple different types of backup camera systems that I'm trying to decide which one to install. So many awesome things to make the Battlewagon 3 even more user-friendly. And it's why I haven't done them is I'm going to want to dive in and just go hog wild. And I knew I didn't have the time. I didn't want to be tempted to half-ass it. So I'm waiting until I can really do it.
If you hit all the guitar stuff, all the hiking stuff, some sailing stuff, and then
I know.
You got a couple firearms reviews. It'll be October, and it'll be perfect time for working on the Humvee
for half doors. Yeah. Well, I have a list of stuff. So it'll give me a goal. I sent out. I don't know if you saw the email today about the Iraq Veteran 8888 annual Media Range Day. So we went to last year's got postponed, and we went to it in like May or something.
Yeah.
That was the 2020 version that was delayed. The actual, I'll do it. I was about to click it. I saw you move. I was like, oh, TJ's about to click to show Gary's.
I was getting a beer.
And you were getting a beer. I was like, oh, okay. No, I'll do it.
You're primed for basketball.
Yeah. So anyhow, I sent out the note to the Gear Report team to say, hey, who wants to go to the Iraq Veteran 8888 event the weekend of October 1st through 3rd. And I am not allowed to tell you where it is because it is an invitation-only event. And Eric's wife has... I
bet we're scary as hell on a 75-inch.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. Anyhow, I've been told. All right, do it again. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa.
Yeah. So anyhow, I've been told Eric's wife, who runs the event, Brandy, has said, don't tell people where it is because it's invitation only. It's private. We can't have people who aren't invited showing up. So
I still don't know where it is. So
yeah. So anyhow, I need to get the Humvee ready for that because Ruben is taking his, obviously. I want to take mine as well. I don't know what that means. I'm afraid I'm taking that down just in case that's something dirty. It seems dirty. If it isn't, I'm just going to assume it is anyway.
I mean, it can be dirty.
Yeah, I suppose. So anyhow, I got to get the Humvee ready for that. So at some point in the next month, I have to pause everything else and really do some Humvee stuff. But I have like my post Trek backpacking gear video is probably going to be about 40 minutes long. I'm probably about 23 minutes in with the editing. It's taken forever, but because I spent a week and a half out in the field very strategically getting pictures and little video clips of using all the different pieces of gear, which means I have a bazillion, like I have probably 427 little clips that are 10 seconds to a minute and a half long that I have to sort through to find each little segment so that as I talk about the gear, then I overlay these little video clips of actually using it out in the field. It makes for an awesome video, and I'm thrilled with how it's turning out. It just takes forever and a day.
I'm waiting patiently. I've been waiting. I'm like, it's going to, any day, he's going to be like, boom, here's the hiking video. I'm like, all right.
Maybe I'll work on that in the morning. Maybe we'll get up and work on that tomorrow, because it's on this laptop and it is set up here at my little desk in the studio beside the real office desk. So maybe I'll sit at this one and work on it tomorrow.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because once I get that done, then I can move on to I've a backlog of some interview stuff, some like booth video type things from the Iraq veteran 8888. Probably, I think I still have a couple videos from the gathering that I haven't published yet.
I was going to say, probably from the gathering.
There's a ton of firearms industry content that just got backlogged. Like we got back and I pushed some stuff out right away. And then I got busy with other stuff and I haven't been able to break away to get it done. So I'm going to go back and get those done and get those out.
There you go. I'll work on the couple that I have. I'll knock those out this week. One or the other. I'll get a couple of them out this week.
Yeah. That's awesome. Hey, do you want to talk about over your shoulder in the background? You got your little fridge in there, and you sent me a picture of something, an accessory for that. Do you want to tease it, or do you want to just like, nope, we'll talk about it when it happens?
We'll talk about it when it happens. I'll do a big
yes,
unveiling.
I find that humorous also. What?
It'll be a big unveiling when I get it.
It will. It will.
Because
it's going to be glorious.
They said like 4 to 5 weeks.
Guess what idea I just had? Guess where you have to take that? To
Everywhere.
The IV 8888 event.
I'll bring that.
Oh, yeah. Fist bump. There you go. All right. That's going to be awesome.
My camera's too close. It's weird.
I know. I can't wait for I mean, I have to wait for it, but that's going to be cool. Okay.
Once you come down to Florida soon.
Someone asked me today if I was coming to Florida anytime soon. Oh, that's one of the sailing guys. I could. He just redid his boat and got brand new sails. And I'm like, crap, I should go sail with him. But then he said there's a red tide over in the Tampa area that's killed a bunch of fish and everything smells terrible. And he's like, it's nasty. I don't even want to go out there. So you know what he did? He went to Greece and went and sailed with my friend Joe in Greece. And I'm like, well, you mean Americans can go over there? But I think it's only if you get the jab. And I'm not getting the jab yet. So I can't go. Plus, I've been too busy and it's too expensive.
I'm weighing the options of driving. We still got to decide on NRA as well. Yeah,
so things coming up is it September? What are the dates for NRAM? Isn't it like the first weekend of September?
I don't know. We started to discuss it, and then we're like, we'll put it on the back burner. It's fine. And the next thing you know, it's August to middle of August, and we're like, we got like 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, I think that's literally where we are. All right, so let's see. Share screen, Chrome tab. All right, for the uninitiated, NRAM is the NRA annual meetings. That's NRAM, and exhibits. Typically, I'm not an NRA member because I am of the belief that NRA means not real activist. And I think that they have capitulated far too much and done a lot of damage to our firearms rights through their brand of activism. So anyhow, I don't go to the NRA annual meetings. I don't go for the NRA portion. When I went to NRA before, it was for the exhibits portion, which is kind of like a smaller version of SHOT Show exhibits where you walk around and talk to all the brands, but this is also a public event. SHOT Show is industry only. NRAM is open to the public, and they let media in to walk around and see stuff and talk to people. I don't want to go to this September 3rd through 5th.
Okay.
Because I'm tired. I've traveled way too much, and I'm kind of out of money. Maybe if these consignment guns or some of these guitars sell, I'll have money to go to NRAM. But I'm just worn out and don't want to go for that reason. But this will be the first big event that happens in the firearms industry, like the first industry-wide national event since the Rona started, really. So it's going to be a big deal in that regard, and I kind of want to be a part of that. I think the vibe is going to be pretty cool, assuming that this whole Delta crap doesn't get it canceled, which I kind of expect is going to happen.
I know.
So
if they would just hold events down in Florida, you don't have that problem.
Yeah. So if we want to go do this, we probably in about a week or so, TJ, we need to sit down. Okay. Maybe by next week. We need to talk about if we're going to do it.
I definitely, because I haven't been to NRAM, so
NRAM's good. It's as
a year to go for me, because
yeah.
we can hit here, and then a month later we have IV88. Almost 4 weeks later we have IV88, and then January SHOT Show.
Yep. Which is why I'm like, I don't even want to go, because I've already been traveling a lot. And then I know I got to go. I know we'll go to IV8888 because that's a cool whole weekend, and that's fun. Plus, I'm Eric and I are going to try to get together and do some guitar stuff, some boat stuff. He's got a new fishing boat. He wants to go out and do some fishing. Which, hopefully if I go do this, you can come and do some of the fishing, because I don't like to fish. And we may not even do any gun stuff. I mean, while most people know Eric as Iraq veteran 8888, the gun guy, he has a guitar channel, Guitarsenal, and he does a lot of guitar stuff. And he doesn't do any boat stuff. But since I also I mainly do sailing, and he's got a fishing boat. But, I figure, what the hell? We'll review anything.
Yeah.
And he wants to go out and do some fishing and play with the guitars. And I'm like, yeah, man, let's do it. So I may go spend a week with Eric at some point. We'll see how that works out.
I'm in if there's fishing. We're good.
Yeah. I got to see, actually, if he got back to me on, I said, hey, can I just stay after the event in October, so I don't have to make the drive again? And he hadn't responded to that yet. So we shall see.
There you go.
That'd be awesome to only have to make that drive once, Yeah. So anyhow, that's the deal with NRA and NRAM and my thoughts on all of that. So
we'll ponder it. We got a week or so before we really got to figure it out.
Yeah. And from a social standpoint, I think it would be awesome. From a brand standpoint, NRAM has always been way better than SHOT Show for talking to brands, which is kind of crazy because the public's there, which makes it harder to talk to brands. Because the public, I got to tell you, they're a pain in the ass. From a media standpoint, you want to set up a camera and film stuff, and you go to SHOT Show, and not all of them, most of the industry people who go to SHOT Show, they know that we're working, and they try to stay out of the way, and they got to do what they got to do too. They're trying to get their business done, but they do it in a way that doesn't interfere with what we're doing. You get around the public's like, who the hell are you? And they will take the gun out of your hand. You're holding it, shooting an interview, talking with the brand rep, and you're pointing things out. Someone will literally walk up and take it out of your hand while you're filming and like, oh, hey, let me ask you about this. I'm like, do you see the camera here running? But then you can't do that because then you're a douche. So
they better be bigger than me. That's all I'm
saying. That's what I'm saying. It didn't help though. Last time that happened, was it Jose Juan that was with me? Jose Juan's like a 3rd degree black belt. He's like a certified badass. And I'm pretty sure he was there with me, and someone walked right up in the middle of us, and he didn't do anything. I was like, dude, you're the heavy, you're the muscle, you're supposed to take care of this. And you know what he said? No habla. It's like, dude, come on. We both know you speak English.
Oh, that's funny.
He speaks English better than I do. All right, we're an hour and 20 minutes in. You got to get ready for your basketball game, probably, right? Yeah. Pound a few more beers and go shoot some hoops.
Nah, I think 3 or 4 is enough. I'm good.
Oh my God.
What? Dude.
Yeah. No, I get it. All right. Well, thank you, everyone who has squandered time with us.
Yes.
Jason, we appreciate you joining from the Great White North. You know, we don't get a lot of international viewers, so thank you. We appreciate that. Gizzard Gary, Defense Dad, thank you. G23, you know, G23. Snob was here for a while. We appreciate. Rube was here.
Yep.
DJ Play Nice threw out some comments about Glary and then left, but you know, at least he was here.
He was here.
Yep.
He was here when I signed in. He was already made the comment. I was like, whoa. All right.
Yep. Yeah, he's an overachiever, I think. Wanted to get in early. All right, dude. Anything else before we leave? Anything you want to talk about?
No, I'm waiting to hear back about the thing I got going on, and then maybe next week if it's all done, we'll go for it.
Oh, I want to show something. Shameless self-promotion, and it's going to take me just a minute to get to it. There it is. So then I can go back to StreamYard, share screen to the browser, and go here. I know y'all don't care about this, but like we're saying, I've got to generate a little cash flow so I have money to go to NRAM and the IV8888 event. So I have a bunch of guitars listed here. You may recognize some of them, like the Ibanez that we looked at early in the show that was just reviewed. That's up here. The Hamer Archtop, we got a review up on that. The Samick Greg Bennett Ultramatic, we got a review up on that. Some of these others haven't actually been reviewed yet, but I've played them. I've documented everything. They're in the queue to be written eventually, except for the IYV. I haven't actually written all that stuff down yet. I need to, but you know, if someone buys it, then I'll get rid of it. I'll write that review real quick. So anyhow, you can see we got some stuff up there. You can find us on Reverb.com. The shop is called the Gear-Report Demo Shop. So if you know anyone who's into guitar stuff, please tell them to go look up the Gear-Report Demo Shop on Reverb. If they're into guitar stuff, they'll know what Reverb is. It's like the auction site, you know, where people can go list all their used stuff or new stuff for sale. And help me cash out of some of this stuff, because I literally am out of space. I have guitars stacked places. Like I've got these hangers, I have stands, I have more hangers over there by my desk. And then they're just like leaned up against things and on my desk, and like I can't even move. They're everywhere.
You have a problem.
I know. Guns and Geeks is going, so you lost info.
I got to take out the shelves out of my gun safe so I can stack rifles up in there now. So
yep.
They're just shoved in there right now. It's disturbing.
Yeah. Which, okay, we lost some folks, I think, because we're wrapping up anyway. And they're just getting started. So that makes sense. Why don't we cut everyone else loose so they can go check in on that? And, you know, we appreciate it, everyone. And, you know, yeah, do it. Dunk on some people.
Come on now. I'm beyond that.
Yeah. Someone gets in your grill, gets you fired up. I bet you'll still try to dunk on them. You may only do it once, and then like, hey, Crystal, come get me. I blew out my knee, but you still dunk on them, right?
Be airlifted.
Yeah. Gary, thank you. Defense Dad, we appreciate you. Jason, anyone else that's still there, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. Until next week, we'll see you at the range.